My GF, 19F, is thinking about breaking up with me, 20M, because she doesn't think I act like a man. TLDR, after a few days of fighting, my GF, 19F, was thinking about breaking up with me, 20M, because she thinks I don't act like a man for her. My girlfriend, 19F, and I, 20M, are currently in a long-distance relationship. We've been together for 9 months. We do some activities together during the day or talk about our day every night. However, whenever we talk about our day, it's usually a short conversation, and we don't say much because our days can be quite uneventful. We study at the same university, and during breaks, we both go back to our homes far from each other. I've met her parents, and she has met mine. It's currently our break. Nowadays, even though we talk every day, I feel distant from her. I just don't feel her presence as much as when we would see each other every day. It's harder to show love and affection in long-distance relationships, so sometimes I don't feel those from her, and she might not feel it from me either. I try to understand that it's something I should expect in a long-distance relationship. I recently went on a trip to another country with my family and met up with my brother's friends. I'm an introverted person, and I usually decide not to talk to people I don't know very well. However, I recently decided to work on being more sociable because I thought it would help me grow as a person. Throughout the day, I tried initiating conversations with them. However, the conversations always ended up going nowhere and ended immediately. It kind of ruined my confidence, and I felt disappointed in myself. I don't blame them. I think these things sometimes happen when people socialize. But at the time, I felt insignificant. I wanted to talk to my girlfriend to feel better. At first, I didn't talk about the event. I talked about how much I wanted to meet with her already since the break was coming to an end, and we would meet again soon. I proposed that we meet on a particular day when she would return to our university, but she said she already had plans to meet with a friend that day. I didn't respond well to that. I felt disappointed that she had plans on that day, and she called me out for it. She said she felt pressured about seeing me. I apologized to her immediately and realized my mistake. After apologizing and admitting I was wrong, she still had doubts that I understood her. She said she didn't feel heard. I reassured her that I understood where I went wrong and was sorry for it. At the time, she wasn't in the mood to talk anymore. But I really wanted to talk about the event. It was wrong of me, but I insisted that we continue talking about it. I wasn't in a good state of mind at the time. I was tired, insecure, and still feeling insignificant. I kept pushing her to talk about what happened, but she was hurt by my actions. I didn't consider her feelings at the time. She suggested we talk about it the next day, and I agreed. She apologized that she couldn't comfort me, and I also apologized again for pushing her. After a while, she messaged me again to say she needed me, so I told her I was there for her and ready to listen to her concerns. Looking back, it was a bad idea to try being there for her considering my state of mind. I was waiting for her to say something, but she just said I should sleep. I didn't know what was going on in her mind at the time, and I ended up saying foolish things. I told her that I still needed to talk to her about the event. I lashed out, saying things I didn't really mean. I broke down in our chats out of confusion and feeling overwhelmed. I still wanted to fix things, so I insisted on talking it out. She said I wasn't in the right frame of mind and needed to rest, and that I was acting immaturely. She reminded me that this wasn't the first time she'd seen this behavior from me, and she admitted she was trying her best to handle it differently. We went to sleep without resolving the issue. To make amends, I bought her gifts from our trip and apologized to her about that night. She seemed happy, so I thought things were good. We ended up talking about the event, and she comforted me, which I appreciated. After that day, we had a minor argument. She said she couldn't eat, so I offered her advice, but she said she didn't want advice. I felt like she didn't appreciate my efforts and told her I found it rude. She responded by saying she found it rude that I was giving advice instead of sympathizing with her. She then revealed that she wasn't feeling good mentally, which I didn't know, so I apologized. I told her she should always let me know if she's dealing with something. I explained that giving advice is my way of helping her. She still seemed upset, and I felt unappreciated. She eventually apologized, and we reconciled, or so I thought. Later that day, after returning home from a long trip, I was excited to talk to her and show her the gifts I'd bought for her. But when I showed her the gifts, she seemed uninterested, kept a straight face, and said very little. It broke my heart because I had been looking forward to sharing my experiences and surprises with her. I was extremely disappointed and couldn't help but break down in tears and throw a tantrum. This wasn't the first time I had done that during an argument. After calming down, she expressed concerns about our frequent arguments and said she felt I was manipulating her. She admitted she didn't say much when I was showing her the gifts because she feared I wouldn't respond well. We eventually talked, and she said she was thinking about breaking up not because she wanted to, but because she needed to prioritize herself. She said she wants me to be a man and feels I handle things immaturely at times. She wants to feel like a carefree girlfriend with a man she can rely on, but she doesn't feel that way with me. She has brought this up before, especially when I've been overwhelmed with university workload and sought her support. She feels she shouldn't have to keep asking me to be a man. I'm doing my best to make her happy. I adjust to her needs and show love in the way I know how, even if it's different from what she wants. She asked if I could compromise and love her the way she wants. I told her I'm trying my best, but she feels disappointed that nothing is changing and wonders if she could be happier with someone else. She said if I loved her enough, I would have already become the man she wants. In the end, we didn't break up. She said she still loves me and believes I can make her happy. I don't want to break up with her, but something doesn't feel right. I plan to talk to her in person when we meet, but I realized I don't know what to say. I'd like advice or insights on the situation. How should I proceed? What mistakes did I make, and what can I do better?